What's good, YouTube and Twitch, because we're live streaming into Twitch right now with a video for you guys, and that's talking about UDS Vegas and how absolutely insane it was. And at the end of the day, Sky Strikers actually managed to take it down with 7 Sky Strikers in the top cut, 7 Salamangreats in the top cut, equal representation, a Danger Zombie, and I believe the other deck was a Danger Thunder Dragon. It was pretty insane to witness and see, and the coverage was so good. But for now, Tyler is your brand new champion. And why should you care about the UDS? John, this was a 300-something person event that they're hyping up. Look, the UDS is actually the best pricing outside of the WCQ, and first place is better than the WCQ. That belt gives you 2 buys to every YCS you enter within the America territories for life. It gives you 2 buys at the WCQ as well. It gives you free entry into regionals and YCS for life. And also, you got a cloth playmat, some of the only cloth playmats they give out, which we'll show you in a little bit, as well as a giant hand prize card and a paid travel back, flight, and hotel to defend your title with the next UDS. So, you can say this man has it all going on with names like Aaron Furman and Jeff Jones. He's in good company. It's pretty insane what this actually gives you, and so many people still don't get it, and when they hear it, they're like, that's broken. And then they also realize that they're parts of my audience from Australia and Europe, and that they get LLDS series instead of the UDS. So, this is an America territories only thing, both North and South America. There's only 4 of these a year, 2 for North America, 2 for the South America regions, and it's a huge deal, this being one of the biggest ones, over 300 duels. So when they entered 256 plus duels, it cut the pricing to the top 16. All of top 16 got the new mat. It's so crazy, like it actually extends this huge prize pool even further. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they might have got the giant hands also. I don't know if that's only top 8. I'll have to look that up later, or let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, let's kind of get into what happened. So with our top 16 deck breakdown, Cam the Man Neal actually was defending his title with Salamangreats and was undefeated going into day 2. And if you don't know how this works, it's like 10 rounds of Swiss from like day 1. It's either 9 or 10, and then it goes into more Swiss, cutting to top 64 there, and then it cut down to top 16 instead of top 8 because there were more duels. So you actually have top 64 playing Swiss to cut down to top 16. Just this insane extra amount. We have Cam the Man Neal versus Clifton Land. If you don't know him, he actually topped a regional this season with Necros. He's been on that World's Point grind before. Really a name you should know at this point. Nishad bringing it in versus Joel Ojama White. With the Danger Thunder Dragon, so yes, it was present. We have Tyler versus Mason in the Sky Striker Mirror. We've got Dominic versus Justin Singh. Justin Singh is here with Salamangreat versus Striker matchup. Carl versus Kenny with the Sky Striker versus Salamangreat matchup. Basically the key matchup of the day. Hani Jahari here versus Daniel Wrangler, and then Asala versus Andrew Ferdella. Andrew Ferdella, a multi-time champion, versus Asala, world's competitor. This field is so insanely concentrated. You cannot take anything away from this event. The pricing, top-notch. The players, top-notch. Actually, look at this. This is the end of day 1 standings. Cam the Man Neal, defending in Swiss up there. You've got players like Asala, you've got Hani Jahari, Andrew Ferdella. We've already named several of these. Let's see who got phased out. Actually, Mark St. Romain, an up-and-coming Texas duelist, I believe also ended up topping. Joel White up here too. Marcus Hayden, YCS champion. There's another name. I know Bowden's around here. Quentin Brown's a big name as well. We've got Ryan Levine, Jesse Flores out of Texas, Avery Foster out of Texas. We've got other players such as Denny Vu. He is quite the grinder. Bowden is in here. Blair Hunter 33rd right here. Jesse Cotton in 36. I think he barely doesn't make it. Isabella, Lady Duelist, coming out here taking names, kicking ass. Max Reynolds up here as well, heading into day 2. Alex Simo. Ooh, you might have heard of him. Got a little channel over here that's only 3 times as big as my channel. We see so many duelists make the top cut into day 2 that are just insane names throughout. This competition was rough. It was fierce. It's some of the most coveted prizes Rising and all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And we really saw the format settle in, because throughout the feature matches, we saw some odd-off things. We saw people making double Thunder Dragon Titan into, like, the what's it called, the rank 10 Gustav Max to do 2,000 damage. We saw a lot of very odd-off things throughout this event in the feature match coverage, which I'll link down below if you're trying to view. But my point being, this is some of the most intense dueling, crazy dueling that you will see, period. The finals came down to the key matchup, Salamangreats versus Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers end up taking it in a slobber knocker of a duel. It's insane. It's crazy. And you see that UDS mat, that seal of Orichalco's glow-in-the-dark playmat. This was awarded to the whole top 16, and that's pretty crazy as well. You see, Shu Ping, actually, another famous competitor, he actually won a YCS with Sky Strikers, taking the playoff mat with Sky Strikers as well from the random playoffs. So killers like this are in the field, going to side events even. Simo came so close. The feature match curse seems to have got him for now. Eventually, he'll take those feature matches down. But another Yu-Gi tuber made it. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, because he has a face reveal coming. But BladeYGO, 7K subs, works his ass off for his content every single day, getting up in the morning before school, grinding it out. He's among these duelists and happens to have also topped this event. So BladeYGO gets his first premier top under his belt. Unfortunately, didn't bring the belt home. But man, that is crazy that this man's happened to get in there, grinding out YugiTube every day. He walked the walk, talked the talk, and really got there. So congratulations to a good friend of the channel. I've been there with him since the very start of him raising it from the Discord when he was a young Jolder HD, and it is a great moment to see him reach this pinnacle of competition. So a huge congratulations. But the coverage, just looking through this coverage was amazing compared to the typical written coverage. It really reminds me of the care taken by metagame.com, and we have multiple writers on this event. We have Michael Conahim, Robert Boyajian, and others. So it feels almost better covered in terms of we want to show off this event compared to maybe the average event. We had more feature matches for certain rounds. We had more going on, more pictures, more detail, more of an idea of what's going on than just a stream. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd love to see every single YCS, UDS event possible streamed, as that's the future of coverage, having commentators, having cameras, having everything there. But for written coverage, this is some of the best that you're going to get, and it was really exciting to see everything go down through the perspective of what they were able to show us, and I'm very happy with that. We'll talk about the results in a bit, but overall, just looking at how it was, I really like it. The detail, the pictures of down the top 8, here's your top 8, here's your top 4, this kind of thing. This is awesome, and I want to see more of this happen, and I would truly love to see it. So let's go ahead and talk about the results, the quote-unquote elimination of diversity in the format, as we only had 4 decks in the top cut, quote-unquote. Well, you have to realize this is a very different event for how it slims down to its top 16 when we're looking at these. So 7 Salamangreats. Obviously, Salamangreats becoming a part of the meta was going to narrow down the field. I still think that this more so shows the most consistent decks rather than what could win a YCS or Nationals. Like, there's an extra layer, extra rounds, so decks that are going to brick less, that are going to face less of those problems, are going to get there, and you're going to have to face more matchups of the same kinds of things because, again, there's extra rounds where people have to get shuffled around and end up playing a lot extra. I think it's even possible, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's possible in a UDS Swiss to have to play the same person twice after they cut for the top 64 from the rest of the field. I think I've seen that happen at a UDS before because the field ends up recycling in on itself, but maybe it's just that is a cut. It's not a top cut, but at least it's a cut from the field. It's so intense. It's so crazy how many extra rounds end up being played, and what a grueling event it was. So Salamangreats are 7 of the cut, Sky Striker 7 of the cut. We see Zombies actually get there under Asala, who had an early on feature match, which is very exciting for a lot of duels. And then we also see One Danger Thunder Dragon. Why the decline of the Thunder Dragon so much? Well, they have a worse Salamangreat matchup. We were talking about it kind of feels rock, paper, scissors-ish, but each of the 3 can beat each other. Thunder Dragons struggle heavily against Salamangreat. Salamangreat struggles against Sky Striker. Sky Striker struggles against against Thunder Dragons. So it's kind of this weird circle, but Thunder Dragons are getting the worst of it because the Salamangreat representation is so much higher than Sky Strikers because, first off, grabbing 3 structure decks, it's not that hard. Like, it's almost like I just have one next to me. It's not that hard to grab the structure decks. What is hard is getting Thanos Dragon, aka Phantasmy. They even talk about it in the coverage in the end, that Phantasmy was a striking finish, and they even bolded it twice. Like, this card is crazy, this is helping a lot against them. So, you have all these different things going against them, with Sky Strikers being so consistent and able. I just think that Sky Strikers have the edge up when they have that representation in Top Cut, despite so many less of them being played in the field overall than Salamangreats from what we've seen before. What do you guys think, though, of this? I don't think it's a less diverse format, even though we're going to see a rush for Salamangreats and a lot of people choosing to play Salamangreats. I think that you can still play decks like Guru Control, Altergeist even, yes, that dirty word, Altergeist. They can still top, I think. I think there's so many different decks you can choose to play this format, but one thing's for certain, it just doesn't feel like it's ending in a singular turn as much anymore. It feels like there's a lot more back and forth, a lot more control decks, and I really enjoy that feeling from this format. So I think you're still going to see perhaps Lunalight top the next YCS. You're going to see odd-off decks be able to do it. I don't think Salamangreats are going to drown those out completely, but I do think you'll see a huge surgence in their representation among the big 3, and I think you'll see Thunder Dragons, people keep choosing to walk away from them. But we've also discussed there's going to be ways for Thunder Dragons to evolve, such as going into Curious Griffin and getting your own summon limit mayhaps set to the back row along your plays for the deck. So there's definitely ways and tricks that Thunder Dragons have to evolve and continue, and maybe floodgate it up if that's how they have to play. But right now, Salamangreats, they're impressing themselves on the meta. Still second place, though. When will they take their dubski? We're going to have to keep watching to find out. But for now, again, your reigning, defending UDS champion Tyler is walking home with that belt, free Yu-Gi-Oh! For life, and 2 buys with that young VIP wherever he is going. Thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And open chat, any final words you might want to add?
Nah.
Nobody?
Nope.
All right. Well, awkward silence. Please subscribe. Thanks.